And that goes back to Soros. And as Chris Story put, and I'm learning a lot more from Chris Story. He's gone, but I'll tell you, his writing is still fantastic.
His writing still, it's very germane to what's going on exactly right now at this point in history.
And he came up with a group which were basically in Bavaria, which is the kernel of the problem of anti-America, called the DVD. Not the DVD disc, but the DVD. It's a long German name. I cannot pronounce it. But that's the beginnings of the EU, by the way. It came out of the DVD in Bavaria to control. And just recently, I don't know if you noticed, but the Parliament in London just passed a law making it mandatory within, 15, 18 months, that everybody will have a digital ID required by law. I mean, my God, talk about the number of for the devil. I mean, it's crazy, but they want to control us, and that cannot be allowed here.
Yeah, we've got a lot of interesting challenges ahead, societally speaking, with no matter who wins this or doesn't. I did have a question. Some people wanted your thoughts on how long it was going to take for property values to change. I know we've talked about that before and how that mechanism would work to be able to adjust values. If, say, we revalue the dollar, we go back to a gold standard. That was one that I needed to ask today that I had a bunch of emails over the last 2 weeks on. One, do you understand the mechanism to reset or move those prices to maybe 70s values, 50s values, whatever it is?
To answer the question, no, we're not. We did not address the specifics of what happens after the RV very much, particularly because at the time we were discussing this whole process, we were curious and really determined to get it done, but not knowing if it would even get across the threshold prior to the 2013 gold treaty. So I don't know specifically, although I can postulate that once we do the RV and the values change, it's going to take a little bit of time for the real estate to adjust, as well as stocks and bonds. So it's not something that's going to happen automatically, but it's just going to be a process.
Yeah, and I've seen one here. I'm going to answer real quick after we let you go, rather than keep you here for it. I mean, you're welcome to hang out. But this one actually kind of leads in towards that change in values, et cetera, that you had just mentioned. Mark Schreier asking a question: is our ZIM still good now with ZIG in circulation? Your answer is they're totally different. One's a bond, and one is their currency, their cash. So think of the ZIG, which is their new currency, and it's based on a gold standard, right? So it is something totally different. So it'd be like you having a $100 bill in your pocket and you having a U.S. savings bond. Is there some value in both? Yes, but are they the same thing? Absolutely not. That's where you've got to look at your ZIM bonds and your ZIG currency. One is the currency and the money they're spending. One is a bond, like a U.S. savings bond that you would have bought your kids or your parents bought for you way back when.
That's correct.
And now think about the value changes in the U.S. We take that fiat currency that was based on nothing and we replace it with a value-based currency or a gold-backed currency. It's a totally different nut. I mean, everything changes on how you value things. It's like apples and oranges. They're totally separate and totally different. And that is where I think you're going to see that revaluation or that change, because it's a totally different measuring stick.
I quite agree.
Which is, I know, difficult thing to wrap the head around, but it's going to get much easier. It's easier, but it sounds more difficult than it is.
And I think that's the problem that we have with Trump. I think he's worried or scared that this whole thing's going to change the paradigm to where he cannot control as much as he thinks he wants to control. And I think that's we have to educate everybody. We need the new technology, we need the gold-backed currency, and we need it soon.
Yes, we do. Doey's got one for you. A parting question: do you know if the U.S. Treasury is or has been printing new U.S. asset-backed currency to replace the Federal Reserve notes? Do you think they've been busy printing away or have it sitting there in a box?
Those were printed back in 2008, called rainbow dollars. And they've been waiting to distribute that to the bank for many, many years. But those are already printed up. And because now we talk about the gold treaty and the protocols. Let me explain a little bit about the protocols. They were in place prior to NESARA being signed, all the way back to the early 2000s. It was presented as a program by the Treasury to align the markets and to align the monies. But as it went about with the corruption that occurred under Senior, W, and Obama and Biden administrations, they incorporated all that into the gold treaty. So those dollar bills have been around for quite a long time, just waiting to be distributed.
Anything else you want to add in closing?
Well, actually, I'd like to say thank you to Lyman. Your comments are much appreciated and support. I do appreciate it. And all those others who sent the messages, etc., regarding my brother's health, thank you very much. And I do hope that I am wrong. And I do hope that they show up tonight or tomorrow, and we'll get this thing going. But in the meantime, I shall see you next week.
Take care, Mr. C.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye now.
Let me get everything out of the way. Sing happy birthday, and we'll see if Matt and Lucas are joining us for a short bit today. A message from our sponsor for those that want to stick around for it. Stan, rainbow dollars. They're just called that. They've been called that from the beginning. They were actually called that before anybody's talking about an RV or a reset or any of those things. When the first newer bills were proposed, in order to be more counterfeit proof, they had a lot more color in them, so they were colorful compared to what we've always experienced in U.S. currency. So they got the nickname, not from us, but they got that nickname, the rainbow currency or the rainbow dollars. That's an easy one to go back and research. Birthday folks, Bert, Tebow, Wayne, and Oma Evie, and then we get to hang out with Matt and Lucas. So they tell me it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday, darling. May you live, may you love. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those celebrating. Yeah, that rainbow one, actually, I think it came back in the 90s when they were first going to present the more red and green 5s and 10s. And then when they were doing the 100, it had like 4 or 5 different colors, including golden pots of gold and stuff like that. That's where that came from. Hello, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Mark. How you doing? Lucas here too?
Good.
Huh? He in here, huh? Lucas?
He popped in when Mr. C was still on and popped back out. So I assume he's going to pop back in within a minute or two.
Yeah, no biggie. Yeah, good morning. How's it going for everything? Good?
Oh, yeah, no complaints.
Good.
Well, other than we have an RV jet, because I was planning on going with you to the RV park this weekend. I need you to get off your butt and make it happen.
Yeah, well, you know what? That would be great to do that, but for sure, I got no control. But you know what? The whole thing I hope for in this whole thing is that we get the 51st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th states, you know? And I think that's going to happen by June 1st of next year.
I am still blown away. Have you guys been keeping up with those votes and the movements in Western Canada? I mean, they don't want to become our 51st state. They want to split into 3 different regions. They want to be our 51st or 52nd and our 53rd, 4th. I don't know, like 4 of them. I think.
4 of them. And all the natural resources come from that area. So the area that'll be left, they can just align themselves with Great Britain, I guess.
Yeah, or France. I mean, they're pretty much French Canada or whatever. Yeah. All right. Anyways, we now have Lucas in the house too.
Yeah, right on, Lucas. There you go.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Okay, Mr. Lively.
We just switched roles.
Lucas has had a tough month or so straight between move, work, changes. I mean, it's been a tough time to be a Lucas.
It has been tough. Matt beats me up pretty good, but it's like, man, even in the last 2 weeks, moving and having flooding in the house today.
I haven't heard about the flooding in the house.
Yesterday we didn't have any power. We lost all power to the home because a hawk. It's hilarious. These guys down here, man, they're just, a hawk shorted out to 5 homes, on our, lane, and it just took them 7-8 hours to fix. But I couldn't believe it. It burnt that sucker completely up. And then today, none of our heating works, and we're supposed to have a huge cold front come in Sunday, Monday.
Huge cold front.
It just,
and you haven't been there long enough to have like wood chopped, stacked, all the normal stuff that you would do in your old home, to have that infrastructure from generator to all those things.
Yeah, so it's definitely just a lot, from the flooding, now the HVAC, the electricity out. It's just been kind of survival mode.
I hear you. Now, Lucas, I don't know if you can see the screen. You probably can't. But if you
I can see
can,
the screen.
I got a doll here, and if you can just point to the areas like where Matt hits you and
I literally just put my finger. You probably can't see it, but I definitely put my finger where Matt.
Okay. We look, this is a PG show. You don't have to tell us exactly where. We'll talk about this later.
Just use your imagination.
Oh boy, good, thanks. But no, that doll, it almost looked like Lucas too. It was that
right?
It really did.
I bet there's no hair underneath that hat too. Oh no, it has hair. All right, we can't get away with that one. Happy birthday, Sunny Cindy.
Is that Mark? Where did you get that doll now? What is that for?
That was from the Texas Renaissance Festival. Somebody sent along with a great shirt. I mean, I like it. I use it like, it's my Mike Barr doll. It's my just show me where Matt beat you, Lucas doll. It works. It's very universal. It works great.
Yeah, it's nice doll. But it does look like Lucas for sure. Yeah. I've seen him wearing that outfit before too. It's his Tennessee Woodsman outfit. It looks like Davy Crockett kind of or something.
Darn right it does.
Yeah.
It's an elf.
Should we do this?
Didn't he like the King of the Wild Frontier or something?
King of the Wild Frontier. Lucas.
All right, Matt. Tell us how to get in there real quickly, because Lucas, it sounds like, is going to have to go back to getting work done.
Yep. You probably have to go to a psychologist after this. But anyway. Okay, so here we go. Starting today at 8:50 a.m., me and Scotty got together and put together the specials. Earlier than that, about 8 o'clock we started. Okay, so to get to the CBD Gurus, you go to thecbdgurus.com, thecbdgurus.com. And then when you get in there, you'll hit the wholesale button. And when you're in there, you'll hit the MarkZ wholesale right on top there. And then you'll get in there. And if you have to put a code word in to get in the site, it's lowercase KRAM CBD.
You can even see it on the screen. I'm going to hit the eyeball. There it is.